Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to quickly sketch in Rhino using Grasshopper and create different zones for different space programs with colors and then export it to Illustrator or Archicad or SketchUp. So we have the Grasshopper canvas here open and I will need to drag some files onto this. So we have this file being dragged on the Grasshopper and this file being dragged on the Rhino. So there you have it. I had sketched something on the ground floor and given the divisions and the wall lines and added some text here upon which it automatically calculated the areas, and then I copied the entire floor on higher levels, another 2 levels, and I have done a curved plan also. If you can see on this side there's an organic plan also, so it works for both. So how to do this? So you don't have to worry about this intensive program. I've already worked this out for you. And what I've done is I've highlighted certain key components that you need to only change. You don't need to change anything else. So they've been highlighted here. Over here, this is to export it to Archicad. And over here you have the areas being calculated, which can be tabulated via an Excel sheet by this program. And you can also bake the surfaces in Rhino and thereafter export it to Illustrator or SketchUp or AutoCAD, wherever you want. So what you can see in this file is basically the number of layers based on how many levels you want to go up, and they have been named in a particular manner with the particular names, and there are sub layers under this. So we are going to set some layers on like this and then start drawing under that. So we have division lines, wall lines, void and text. So essentially it has to be named exactly in this manner because these are actually a reference in Grasshopper with those names. You can see here. So you can't really change it at all. Okay, so this is your text layer. So all the text layer goes into this. And what you have here is a very elaborate function using a plugin called as human. So this plugin does a lot of things. You can just check for tutorials as to the overview of this plugin, what it does and what it doesn't. But essentially it kind of allows you to do just about everything what Grasshopper or Rhino doesn't do it by itself. So for example, you can if I highlight this one, the types, you can reference any types of geometries, point, curves, hatch, extrusion, blocks and everything, and you can even color the text, and you can give different colors also for different surfaces like this, and you can bake it. So the geometry that you're going to bake is going to be baked along with colors and many other attributes. So that's a beautiful thing. And under this, in order for you to export it to Excel, you will require this Excel plugin, which is excelread.gha. So I'm including it along with this video. Look down to the description and the link. So that's about it. Now what this one does is, we'll go one by one. So first I've explained you about this layering system. So you need to first draw it under each of these and then put the respective lines into different layers. The text would go inside the text, and if there are voids, if any, it would go under voids. So I will also show you how to quickly draw voids. So if I go back to this, then there is a toggle here. So what does this toggle do is, if I toggle it as false, then it will just show you one level at a time. So in this case it's showing only the ground floor, the lowermost level. If I say 1, it shows you one higher level, and 2, again another higher level. So I guess this one is a little higher than this, is at the level of the third level, so we'll have to get this one down. So what I can do is take hold on this one and just move it down. It should have been highlighted. Okay, we'll keep it to the same layer. Okay, now what I can do is I can come down to this level and actually go to the top view, and I can do some editing stuff. I can add more lines. So go to wall lines. Wall lines and the ground floor is highlighted. I can just come here and add some additional lines and move this one with the tap alt button, and you can give it some name. The color should have changed, but is it the lines? Okay, so the layers, this one should be under the text layer. Probably I've not drawn this line correctly, so let me just draw this one again. Snap is on, and I think this is of the higher layer or what, I don't know. Yeah, so the higher layers are off, so I need to put out the higher layers so I don't accidentally select anything else. I think I have not put them in the proper layers, that's why you can see all this lines. So what you need to essentially do is you need to put all of these lines under each of the layers. So for example, what I can do is I can hold on this and put them in the third floor layer, and hold on to this, put them in the second floor layer. So now we have only ground floor layer, and I can delete this. There's a problem here. There has to be a line here. Just put one more line. Surprising. It should have showed up. So the text is at a higher level, and okay, so I drew it on a higher level. Alright. You know what, we can actually restart with this process, so let's just do it again. So we just delete all of this. So, and restart with this. Let's just use this tool and start drawing from here. So I think it should have been in the division layer, so you can just select on this, put it in the division layer, then come back to wall line and start drawing here. Like this. Draw some more lines. Then I'll have to put some text under this, so just type text, some text under this, say cafe. And then I don't want the colors, so okay, no problem, can toggle it off later. So just make copies of this. And then just change the text, the colors would change. So for this one, it's not showing any colors. Don't know why, but should have shown. So we go to perspective and we see this one. You can add some line here and just check. No, there's some problem here. Anyway, so this is done in ground floor. Now if I want to make a copy of this, you can just hold on to this, go to the gumball, and while I'm dragging it, I can hold the Alt tab button and make a copy of this. Now it's not showing up the colors because we have turned the toggle off. So once I put the toggle on, it will show you all the colors. In this case, it's showing the right colors. So there's some problem, there's some open ends here, I guess. Anyways, this would not happen with your file if you draw it accurately. Now what you all could do is, this is one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is if you already have your AutoCAD file ready, and probably you have layers in AutoCAD as ground floor, first floor. You can import these AutoCAD file. We're going to import, and once you've imported them, the AutoCAD layers will be merged with this, so you would identify the AutoCAD layers with Rhino layers. And then what you could do is you could selectively select the lines in AutoCAD. We just put off the display off. So just imagine if this is your AutoCAD file, then you would click on all that should go under walls, where you want to draw the walls. Put them under wall lines, just right click and say change object layer. Likewise, you put these boundary lines in the divisions. The division lines have to be a loop, remember, and the text under text. So you will do this for each of these levels and put them under respective layers. And that's about it. Don't have to do anything else. And then you can go ahead and create as many number of copies. Sorry, so I'll just show you how to create voids. Let's just put this to false, first level, and I don't know if I've put these under any layers, but I can do so. So what I can do is I can select all of this and first put them in the first floor layer. I will have to turn the layer on first and select it again, put it under the first floor layer, and now you could put off the ground floor layer. Maybe you want to make this one as the current layer, and thereafter probably you don't want to see the colors. That's okay. You can go to the top view now you want to see the colors, so again you come to this point and hide it. And now you're in the first floor, so now you would select all of the text in the text layer. All of the wall lines in the wall layer, and the division line, which is a loop on the division layer. Just put them off and see. Yes, so everything is under the layers. And you want to do some changes, you want to add some more lines here. You can add so. You may want to add some text, so if this is a lobby, we will call this one as cafe and convert these into void. So how you create any voids is go to the void layer, and the void is defined as anything that has got a point inside of that zone. So if you look at the definitions, which is referenced here, and the type of object here is a point, and it's attached to the function. So all you need to do is just go to the point option and just put as many points as much as possible, and that it gets converted into void, and it will not calculate an area for that. So that's about it. Now if you put the layers on, probably you should get to see two colors for this. So see, there's a void here, and there should have been two colors here, but it's not showing up. There's been some problem, but this should not happen. I must be doing something wrong. The lines are not joining properly, or some issues there. Even here there is some issue. Just move the points and see. Now okay, so we go to perspective back, and okay, so if we put the toggle on, then we can see all the layers. Here it's showing me the colors, but on the ground floor probably there's some problem. Okay, and you can just continue building up the levels, go at a higher level, and you can create more layers. There you have it. Okay, what if it's a very organic geometry? So let's just draw some organic geometry. And we should have been in the, it's very critical you put them in the right layers, and so the wall layers is on. You can put some wall lines. Okay, so we'll close the text, and just what we can do is I can just copy this, This one I have not colored it. I don't know, but this should not have happened. For the whites, and let's just put a toggle on. I think the toggle is off. No, it's on. Should have shown you all the colors here. I try to copy this because the text is not touching the floor. That's the problem. You can see the text is not touching the floor. So what we need to do is need to rotate in such a manner that you get to see the text, and we have to move the text down. So how do we do it? Just move this one. One of the points and then shift things, plan. There you have it. So it's very important that the text should touch the surfaces, otherwise it will not work. And if I just copy this, levels, you tapping the Alt button, should get all the colors displayed here accurately. I can go to any of the layers here and just draw some more additional lines. And doesn't change the colors. Probably there is an issue here also. Generally it works. Okay, so now that's about it. Now you could control this with, you want to go to a particular layer, go to whichever layer you want. It works. The thing I have no clue why it's not showing the colors here. But at a higher level it shows. Okay. So this is to bake the geometry in Rhino. And we want to draw some balls, and we need to put this one on. But we don't want the walls. We don't want the walls, so let's just disable it. And let's just say I want to export this, all those lines into some sort of walls in ArchiCAD. So I have ArchiCAD open here. I'll just open a new file. So if you come back here, and I've written some code here. At the moment it's showing this as red because the live connection, grasshopper live connection is not on. So you need to install the grasshopper ArchiCAD live connection. You have to download it from Graphisoft. Once you install it, you will get this particular plugin installed here. and in ArchiCAD again, actually ArchiCAD under design extras, you would get to see this one. So what you need to do is to put it on here, and in the Rhino and grasshopper you need to put it on here, and you have to select the appropriate file, and connect it. So if you go to ArchiCAD, probably I've chosen a wrong file. So probably this is the one we need to connect. And back to ArchiCAD. Should have updated, but I'm not using the right file. Is the toggle on? Some things are grayed out here. This is the main walls line. Okay, I need to toggle this one on. So I kept a toggle here, so unless I put it on, it will not generate. Why it's a good practice to keep it to false is that only when you want to show the geometry in ArchiCAD, you can click it. If you keep it to true, and will keep generating geometry, and the whole process will be slowed down. So whenever you want to show the geometry, press true. There you have it, it's processing it. So based on the memory resources of a computer, it can really be very slow. But in this case, there is a lot of geometry. There will be a lot of walls being drawn in both these buildings. So just have some patience. There we have it. It's all drawn out. You see, this is all drawn out. There will be some little issues because this wall is not tangent to the other wall, so there may be some issues, but you can clean that up in ArchiCAD. So we have this, and now we need to add only the floor plates. So I've created another program for the floor plates. As of now it's deactivated, so just have to say spacebar and activate it, and just have to say thickness is quite thick, so we need to reduce this to quite a bit. And turn this on. There you have it, and the slabs drawn. So you may not want to keep a gap between these levels, and you might want to, in Rhino, you might want to move them precisely by 3 meters or whatever, so that there are no gaps here. Perfect. So everything is highlighted now. It's taking the geometry from grasshopper and transporting it to ArchiCAD. So there are many more things I've done, but maybe they're not required. So as of now, we want to have only walls and slabs. And let's just bake this geometry now in Rhino. So we have this, and we don't want the ArchiCAD geometry, or let's say, so we can make this one false again, so it's not generated. Come to here and just spacebar and just say bake. So when I bake this geometry, I'm not baked it. So which layer you want to put the baked geometry to? You can put it in the default layer. There you have it. So if I close my grasshopper file, then it should have showed you all the colors and all that. But it takes the color of the default layer, which is black here, and it has converted everything to black. Some of the geometry is not converted, but I don't think that would be the problem in your case. Just draw things accurately and there shouldn't be a problem. Just put off everything and just delete this and just rebake it with the colors. So okay, the toggle was false here, so we need to put the toggle on and close this. Yeah, there you have it. So the geometry is exported with the colors, except at few points like this. So nice. Now you could export these. You can go to a render view, but it won't show you the colors because the colors don't reside under materials, so that won't work. But you can export it to Illustrator or AutoCAD or 3ds Max, FC format, or even SketchUp. So the way you do it for SketchUp is export selected, you select everything and generally get an option for SketchUp. There you have it. Okay. And you want to see these lines in between, then you can go to properties, select all of this, just remove this. So you have clutter free surfaces. That's about it. So just delete these, come back to grasshopper and just see if there are any other things that is remain unexplained. Explain this. Okay, the areas. So we have the plugin installed here. This one, which is to export this area calculations to Excel. And there's a toggle for this one again. So all you need to do is, there's no Excel file here, so you just have to say double click. Take some time. Okay, before that you just have to give the path, the location on your desktop as to where you want to do it. So probably go to desktop and maybe copy some folder, copy this path into this, double click and just change this. You may want to keep the same file name, just toggle it on and just taking it to temp. So let me go to that folder. This is the one, so just double click on this. I have the file with all the areas. No, this is not the new file. Just have to delete it. was just delete this one. Toggle it back on. This is the new one. So it shows you all the detailed areas of all the levels, and you may want to do a total of this. So this is a percentage. There you have it. And put it to false. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. Okay, thank you.